So, department stores, malls, history projects. Oh wait, no. Department stores, malls, the history of them, and how they contribute to modern consumerism. I'm sorry I have to speak to a pen right now because I don't have any microphones available at home. Shopping malls that we know today were first seen in the late 19th and early 20th century when the second industrialization took place and America underwent an unprecedented economic boom, and people started to gain a sense of leisure and grasped onto shopping. These shopping centers were meant to be places where people could socialize, form communities, and do what COVID doesn't allow us to do. Sociologist Ray Oldenburg coined the term third places. Home is the first place where we live, workplace is the second place where we work, quite literally. And the third places are spaces where people could go talk, discuss ideas, and bond. Basically, it's for entertainment. The first department store of the world belongs to Hardwell, Owell & Co.'s Grand Fashionable Magazine, well, that is a long name, in London. Opened in 1796, this department store offers fur, jewelry, and even hats for affluent middle-class women who use this place as an opportunity to temporarily escape home and the control of their men. The first department store in the U.S. is the Marble Dry Goods Palace on New York's Broadway. In 1825, Alexander Stewart started his business as a small dry goods store on Pine Street in New York City. In 1857, the store grew into what became known as the Marble Palace, and in 1862, it became the largest establishment in the world. Many more boomed in this era. Macy's opened in 1858. John Wanamaker Department Store, created by the John Wanamaker, opened in 1861 in Philadelphia. Out of the many department stores, malls, I'm not going to discuss the difference today. I find one particularly interesting, which is Marshall Fields under Harry Gordon Selfridge. Marshall Fields was founded by, spoiler alert, Marshall Fields in 1852. The department store soon grew to become a large chain before being acquired by Macy's in 2005. Anyways, Selfridge was a partner in Marshall Fields. His famous sayings, including, "The customer is always right," and "Only so many shopping days until Christmas," are still heard today. They are what that elevated customer service and made the Chicago stores so popular. These sayings and the flourishing of department stores perfectly capture the consumer culture in the United States. During the Second Industrial Revolution, a variety of goods were produced at a mass scale. Excessive money and awareness of leisure, coupled with developed systems, even buildings designed for people to literally go shop, yes, I'm talking about department stores, only encourage people to spend more of their money. This convenience, and as Selfridge demonstrated, pursuit for higher customer satisfaction to attract more business and more wealth, made leisure shopping even more popular. Over time, leisure shopping for some isn't exactly leisure anymore. It became an addiction. The obsession with shopping will only make department stores and malls more inclusive and extravagant, driving the mall culture into its own grave. I can't talk about this without talking about the South Dell Center in Minnesota, which opened in 1956. Yes, I know, it's a bit over the early 20th century, but I'm still gonna talk about it anyways. It was the first modern indoor mall in the US, designed by Victor Gruen, later dubbed the King of Retail. He incorporated not just stores, but also fountains, art installations, and even a bird sanctuary. It's a literal Disneyland in the mall, guys. And I'm not even joking about it. Walt Disney himself later mentioned Victor Gruen as his, and I quote, main influence for the ideas behind Epcot, which is the Disneyland themed park in Florida. Due to the opening of South Dell, shopping became even more attractive and trendy. 4 years after the opening of South Dell, there were a total of, and drumroll please, 4,500 shopping complexes in the United States alone. But these malls, albeit abundant, weren't what Gruen exactly envisioned in the beginning. Malls began with the intention to facilitate the creation of communities, bonds, and interactions. They ended up being places where people go to escape these activities, to embrace individualism, and to spend alone time. Worst of all, this escape is, spoiler alert, freaking expensive. Circling back to driving the mall culture into its own grave, the overexpansion of malls made competition more intense, and the change in consumption habits caused by the rise of online shopping only made the situation for malls worse. Even before the pandemic hit, many malls were pronounced dead. Rising rents, bankruptcies, the delayed effects of the Great Recession are some additional factors that contributed to the fall of certain malls. Macy's, for example, has been steadily closing stores since 2005. A 2070 Credit Suisse report estimated that 1 in 4 malls in the United States would close by 2022. And that was even before the pandemic hit. Ow, that hurt. The meteoric rise of mall culture contributed to today's, may I say, toxic overconsumption. The convenience, the customer service quality, despite being complained by many people, the abundance of goods, all turned shopping from a leisure activity into, quite literally, an obsession. Consumerism responded well to malls, so as a result, many more malls sprouted. And now, numerous of them are on the verge of closing. I hope you find that interesting as well. And if you have not, or you have not learned anything, then too bad, so sad. I hope you guys don't see me in a sequel of this, because making a video for school projects are just such a pain. Anyways, bye!